This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to vividtrainings.com. So, in the last session, we have discussed about what is the architecture of an SSIS. So, from today onwards, we are going to start with the SSIS tool. So, how to create packages and everything we are going to be discussing. So, so the topics we are going to cover in SSIS is what is introduction to ETL and SSIS, DTS versus SSIS, and control flow versus data flow. What are the drivers we have in SSIS? And we are going to understand what are the control flow tasks and the control flow containers we have, and introduction to data flow items, and SSIS sources versus destinations and the transformations. What kind of transformations we have, and what is incremental loading versus full loading. This is very important thing. So, and SCD versus lookup also very important, and error data handling, how if we got any kind of errors, how we are going to handle that errors, and grouping and looping with the containers. So what are the variables we are going to be having in SSIS, how to create variables, so timestamp expressions, how to debug, and how to create checkpoints, and SSIS transactions, package deployments. So these are the things we are going to be discussing. So we are going to be taking some of the examples for understanding purpose. Okay. So let us say what is SSIS. SSIS is an ETL tool. Okay. So ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load the data. Okay. So extract is nothing but from the source, whatever the source, from the database or from files we are receiving. So we are going to be taking that data, that is nothing but extracting. Okay. And transform and load the data. So transformation is like nothing but like we need to apply some kind of business rules. Okay. We need to apply some business rules. So how the business rules we are going to be applying, so on what basis we are going to be applying. Okay. So all these things we are going to be understanding. Okay. So convert the data from one format to another format in a data flow. So by using the data transformations, so we can convert the data from one format to another format. So in data flow we can do. Okay. So we'll see all these things. Okay. So we have seen the application architecture. So we are having the data in different servers. In Pune server we have, and some of the, okay, in Excel also, in Excel server, sorry, in Delhi server also we are having some Excel files. Okay. In Hyderabad we are having some .NET. Okay. .NET developed application is available. From that application we need to extract the data. Okay. All these things we are going to be doing, and by using ETL we are going to be loading into one database, small database, for staging. You can say staging database. Why staging database means, if we get any kind of a bad data from the source, some kind of duplicates data. Okay. We need to split, we need to convert some kind of things. So we can do, okay, over in, okay, in this staging database, I mean, okay, while loading into the data warehouse. So we are going to be doing, so why we need to load into the staging database? That is the question. Why we need to load, why we can't load the direct data by using SSIS into this data warehousing? Means we are going to be seeing each and everything in the coming sessions. Okay. So what are the ETL tools in the market we have? So we have uh, SSIS, Informatica, Ab Initio, Data Stage, Talent, Pentaho, ODI, Oracle Data Integrator. So all these are same kind of thing. Each and every tool is going to be doing, it is going to be extracting the data from the source, applying some kind of transformations on the business rules, and loading that data into the destination. Okay. Destination is nothing but somewhere you need to load. So for example, you are getting some files in Excel. So for example, let's say the Excel file name is employee. So in that Excel, we are going to be having employee ID, name, salary, gender, some blah 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 information, address of that employee. Each and every information is available in that Excel file. So what we need to do? So we need to load that into one table in SQL server or Oracle server or Postgres server, any one server. So that is nothing but the destination. We need to load that data into the table, into the server in form of table, so that we are going to be using this ETL. Okay, so all the tools are going to be doing the same kind of thing, but the user interface is somewhat different, and some of the features are different for each and every, okay, tool, ETL tool. Okay, so we are going to be understanding SSIS. So very interesting kind of thing, guys. So okay, so what is the server history? So when this SSIS MSBI is okay, what is integrated with the SQL server means in the year 2005. Okay, so before 2005 we have DTS. Okay, so with RDBMS it is integrated. Okay, DTS is integrated with RDBMS in 2005. Okay, this MSBI is integrated with the RDBMS. Okay, so prior to SSIS, that means prior to this MSBI, so what we have? Okay, SQL Server 2000 has DTS. See this one, 2000 has a DTS. So DTS is nothing but data transformation services. Okay, it is also an ETL tool. So before we are getting the SSIS tool, okay, we are having a DTS tool. Okay, so this DTS tool, what it is doing, it is going to do the same work, extract, transform, load. Okay, data transformation services we can call. Okay, so built in, okay, built using a COM component. That means this particular DTS tool is developed by using some COM components. Okay, so DTS package extension is .dtx for .dts. For example, if you are writing some kind of query in SQL server, so when you save that particular SQL query, okay, the complete query window, if you are going to save, how you are going to save? Some kind of name, for example, Indian Bank database. So Indian Bank dot SQL you are going to save, right? So that when you double click on that particular file, it will open the SQL server software, and and whatever the code you have written, it is going to open. Correct? So in the same way, if you have created some packages, okay, if you created some packages in this tool, so the extension is, it is going to show you DTS. Okay, dot DTS. Okay, so that is what you need to know. And SSIS, so SQL Server 2005 as SSIS. So SSIS is a replacement for DTS. Remember this, it is the replacement for DTS. It is the not the new technology. It is some kind of ETS replacement for, okay, replacement for DTS. So built using a .NET. Okay, built using a .NET. So SSIS package extension is .dtx. So I told you the DTS is used by using COM component, and by using a .NET language, this SSIS has been developed. This tool, SSIS tool, has been developed. So SSIS package extension is a .dtsx. Okay, so I will show you when I have created one kind of package, so you will understand it. Okay, so what is the difference between SSIS and DTS? So we know that DTS is a COM based tool and .NET based tool is SSIS. So memory leakage issue, there is a memory leakage issue, but there is no memory leakage issue in SSIS. Okay, no robust handling, so has a robust handling. So that means we cannot handle any kind of error separately, but in SSIS we can handle errors separately. So I will show you this is a very important question. Okay, in SSIS, one of the very important interview question, I will explain you the error handling. So no parallel execution allowed, parallel execution is allowed. So what is the meaning of this parallel execution? The very beautiful concept it is. So parallel execution is not allowed in this, and parallel execution is allowed in this. That means, let me open. I think we have two, right? Okay, okay. So how to open this software? Okay, let me show you from starting. Okay, so you need to go to search button. Okay, you need to write Visual Studio. Once the installation is done for FSDT, you need to open this Visual Studio. Okay, click on this application. So it will open like this. This is the user interface of MSBI. Okay, this is the user interface of MSBI. If you want to open the SSIS tool, okay, what you need to do means click on File. Okay, click on File. So hover on the New. Okay, click on the Project. Okay, so how I came here, just very simple. You need to write Visual Studio. So if you write Visual, so it is going to be showing the application. When you click on this, this is what it is going to open. This is completely the Visual Studio, the MSBI, okay, user interface it is. So to go to the SSIS tool, simple, File, click on File, New, and click on Project. So it will open like this. The new small window it will open. In this, we are having analysis services, multidimensional okay, analysis services, SSAS. We have reporting services, SSRS. And if you expand this business intelligence, we are going to be having integration services. Okay, so integration services, you need to click on this. If you click on this, you are going to be getting the integration services project. So the name of the project, what is the name of the project you want to give? So for example, I will give the name of the project, SSIS demo, 27th April 2023. So this is the name of the project. Okay, name of the project. And where you want to store this kind of project, where you want to store, I mean, where you want to um, give the path. Okay, that we need to go, we need to browse it. Click on this. So if you don't browse it, it is going to be storing in a C folder users, some path it is going to be showing. So for example, you have created this project, and you have created some packages in this project. Okay, so today your work is done, you have closed complete thing. And tomorrow when you come, when you try to open this project, where you have store your project, where you have saved this project, you don't know, right? So you don't know where you have saved this project. So that is why this is very important. Click on browse, where you want to store the project. So I am going to be storing my project in some location. Okay, SSIS. Okay, SSIS projects. So in this particular thing, I am going to be storing. Select. So see, in this particular folder, SSIS projects. So the date, like whatever the package or whatever the project I have created, so it has stored. Okay. So now click on OK. When you click on OK, it is going to be creating a one. Okay, SSIS. It is going to move to the SSIS tool. This is the SSIS tool. You are going to be having the Solution Explorer. You are going to be having the SSIS toolbox. So for example, sir, I didn't get anything, sir. I get empty. Okay. So if you are getting like this empty, what you need to do means you need to go to View. There is a Solution Explorer. Click on this Solution Explorer, you are going to be getting. So the Solution Explorer is going to have the project information. Okay, so if you have created any packages, the packages information, the parameters whatever you have created, the parameters information, like that, some kind of information is going to available in the solution explorer. So completely regarding whatever the package you have created, related to that package information is available. So you need to know the toolbox, where the toolbox. So if you go and search in view, you cannot see anywhere. Okay, you see the toolbox, this is not the toolbox. So toolbox is after this package explorer, when you come right side, so this is a variable. So beside this you have SSIS toolbox. When you click on this, you can see the SSIS toolbox. We need to know, we need to get SSIS toolbox, not the simple toolbox, not this one. This is the simple general toolbox it is, but we need SSIS toolbox. Clear? Okay, so this is what you need to know. Clear? Okay, this is how you need to open. Very simple. Go to Visual Studio, open this and click on File, New, Project. So when you click on project, you cannot see integration services. You can see like this, business intelligence. So you need to expand this and click on this and click on this, give the project name and okay, browse the path where you want to store and click on OK. It will create like this. If you don't get these two, toolbox and solution explorer you can get from the view, okay, view menu, okay, and the toolbox you can get from here. Okay, this is what the okay simple okay project to create. So I told you in SSIS, this is the tool, SSIS tool. We have what we have parallel execution, right? Parallel execution is allowed. Okay, but in DTS the parallel execution is not allowed. What is mean by parallel? For example, this is one task. Okay, this is one task, this is one task, this is one task, this is one task. So this is one task, this is one task. So if you drag it and drop it, you need to configure. Okay, you need to configure each and every task, so that when you start running this package, whatever the package, this is the package name, package.dtsx, I told you, right? So in SSIS the extension is .dtsx. Okay, so the package, if you try to run this particular package, whatever the tasks you are having in this package, it is going to run. So first which one will run, that is what the thing. So all parallelly it is going to run. Okay, parallelly it is going to run. Okay, so this SSIS is going to allow the parallel execution but not DTS. So in DTS tool, if you try to drag it and drop it like this, and if you configure whatever the task we have, and if you try to run this particular package, it is going to fail. Why? Because there is no parallel execution. So these are parallel things, right? These are all parallel. So we have parallel and we have series connection also. Series is nothing but like this, one by one. So one by one, after completion of this, after completion of this, after completion of this, after completion of this, like that. So first it will start with this. Once the data is okay, once the execution is completed, it will come here, it will execute this, it will complete. After this it will complete like this, one by one, one by one, one by one. So this is the what, series connection. Okay, so series connection, series execution you can say. Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay, don't worry, I will explain. So no high level language support, only scripting language is supported, VB script. Okay, so supports high level language like a C# or VB.NET to perform complex operations. So we are going to be doing some kind of complex operations in this SSIS tool. So how we are doing the complex operations in this SSIS tool means, but okay, because of okay, the tool is developed by using a VB.NET and C# languages. So Because of that only we can do the complex operations. That is what. Okay, this is not the interview question. Okay, DTS versus SSIS, but you need to know what is happened before and why we are learning this SSIS. Okay, so that is what you need to know. Clear? So very very important interview question. What are the core elements of SSIS designer? Okay, so what are the core elements of the SSIS designer? So we have control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorer, connection managers. These are the six elements. Okay, these are the six core elements of SSIS designer. So designer is nothing but where your package is designing. Okay, you are going to design some package, right? You are going to create some package. Like in this particular package, I am going to be designing some kind of flow, right? So this is nothing but the designer, this complete white thing from here to here. Okay, this is nothing but the designer. So in this designer, what are the core elements? Means control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorers, and connection managers. You can see in the bottom. Okay, so these are the very important things in SSIS. Without this we cannot create any kind of package. So that is why these are the core elements. Okay, in this SSIS designer. So we'll understand one by one what is meant by this control flow, what is meant by data flow. Likewise, one by one we are going to be discussing. Okay, one second guys. Okay, sorry guys. So, so let us discuss about one by one. So what is a control flow? Okay, the core elements in SSIS designer. The first one is control flow. What control flow will do means it will control the SSIS package. Okay, so it is going to control the execution of the SSIS package. Whatever the package you have created, this is a package, right? So this is the package. So whatever the tasks you have, okay, whatever the tasks you have, so all these things. So what control flow will do means it will control this complete, okay, package. Whatever the package is having, whatever the tasks we are having in this particular package, it will control the execution of the package. Okay, let me give you one example. For example, yeah, so for example, um let me take a notepad for clear understanding. Okay, yeah, so for example, let us say if you have an idea on a C language. So see that C language, how the code is going to be written in C language means. So first thing is hash include, okay, so stdio.h. These are the header files. Okay, so these are the header files. Later we are going to be starting with the main function. Okay, so in this main function we are going to be writing some kind of uh, print, printf, something like this, some blah 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 information you need to print. So inside you need to do some blah 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 information I am going to be printing. Okay, so in the same way I'm going to be doing some scanf, I'm going to be doing some scanning kind of thing. Okay, I'm going to be doing some kind of scanning in this. Okay, in the same way I am going to be doing a looping. Okay, so I'm going to be writing some kind of a thing in this looping, right? I can do so, right? Again I am going to be printing the data, whatever the uh, data I want to print in this. So this some kind of things we are going to be having, right? So bracket close, this is what we are going to be, how we are going to be writing in the C language, the basic thing. Okay, the basic thing. So printf, what it is doing, it is printing some kind of data, right? So this is one kind of a task, am I right or wrong? This is one kind of task. So scanning is also one kind of a task, am I right or wrong? Right? So looping, so it is also one kind of a task, it is also doing some kind of a looping kind of things. So print is also some kind of a task, right? So printing is doing, okay, scanning is happening, looping is happening, and again printing is happening. So what it is, like it is some kind of task it is doing, right? It is doing some kind of task, right? For example, okay, this is one task. Okay, so if you don't write this particular main function in the C language, it will throw an error. I mean, this task will not execute, this task will not execute, this task will not execute, this task will not execute. Okay, if you have the main function only, you are going to be executing all these things, all the tasks. So here in SSIS, okay, the main function is nothing but control flow. Okay, so control flow, main function is nothing but control flow. Okay, here we know that the main function is like mother, you can say mother. Okay, main function is like mother. So control flow, what control flow is going to be doing, it control the execution of the package. So in the main function is also controlling the execution of the task whatever we are having, or else execution of the statements whatever we are having inside the main function. So this is the main function, inside the main function, so these are the brackets. So inside the main functions we are having so many statements, right, in C language. So coming to SSIS, so control flow, so because of having the control flow only, so we are going to be executing some kind of a task. So for example, when you go to this, we are having a data flow task, we are having execute SQL task, we are having bulk insert task, data profiling task, execute package task, execute process task, file system task, FTP task, okay, script task, send mail task. All these are the tasks. Okay, so for example, let's say this is the DFT data flow task. Okay, so this is execute SQL task. Okay, so this is some kind of, let's say, what are the other things? So bulk insert task. Okay, so this is some other things. What is this? FTP task, let's say FTP task. So so because of this, so control flow, so what control flow will do, what main function will do? Okay, because of, if we have the main function only, we can run all these statements. Okay, because of control flow only we can, okay, we can run all these tasks. Okay, so because of this only we can do all these tasks. So control flow is the mother of SSIS. So main function is the mother for C language, and control flow is the mother of SSIS, you need to do. So Control flow what will do various activities. Okay, control flow will handle various activities. It is going to execute the data flow task, execute SQL task, bulk insert task, FTP task, some blah 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 tasks, whatever we have. Okay, so this control flow will execute parallelly like this. And for sequential, if you want to execute the package in sequential order, in series order, so we need to give arrows one by one. This one, this one. Okay, from this output we need to do for both of the tasks. And this one, this one, this one. Okay, so control flow contains various activities. Okay, control flow will control the execution of the package. Okay, so all these things it is going to be doing. So you can say simply control flow is the, okay, what it is, control flow controls the execution of a package. Okay, so and data flow, see the data flow, here we have the data flow. Okay, here we have the data flow. Let me remove this so that you will understand. Okay, so here we have the data flow. So the core element is the data flow, and the control flow is also having the data flow. Okay, when you go to this data flow, it is showing no data flow tasks have been added to the package. So if you click here to add a new package, so for let me go to control flow, can you see anywhere the data flow task? No, right? So when you go to this data flow, when you click on this to add, so it is going to be giving you new data flow task. Okay, so if you add this data flow task inside the control flow, then only you can do the data flow. Double click on this, you can see the data flow. You are having some sources, destinations, transformations, all these things, data flow. Okay, so data flow is also a part of control flow. So for data flow, so what is the meaning here, what is mean by data flow? The name itself, you can say data flow. That means you can load, you can take the data, you can extract the data from something and load that into a destination. Data flow, so the data is flowing from source to destination. Okay, so it is going to perform the ETL operations. Okay, so data flow, so control flow, what it will doing, control flow is controlling the data flow also. So if you don't have control flow, so data flow will not work. That is the meaning here. If you don't have control flow, data flow will not work. How it will work? For example, when you delete it, when you go to the data flow, it is asking, so if you want to create some, if you want to do some kind of ETL operation, if you want to flow the data from one place to another place, so we need to add the data flow task. Where we need to add, we need to add in the control flow. So control flow is controlling a data flow task also. That is the very important thing you need to know. So some people will ask, so is the data flow is the part of control flow? If you say no, then you are gone. You need to clearly explain, yes, the data flow is a part of a control flow. Because of the control flow only, the data flow, the ETL operations we are going to happen. So if you don't take the if you don't drag it and drop it the data flow task, so when you go to the data flow inside the designer, so you cannot do any kind of ETL operation, you cannot do. So see, source is Excel source, you, when you drag it and drop it, it will not come, it will not come. So if you have the data flow on control flow, then only you will get drag it and drop it, go to data flow directly, or else double click on this, it will take you to the data flow. Now you can add the source, for example flat file, notepad file data, notepad file we have on particular path. Double click on this. Okay, new connection. That means it is going to open where the file is available. You need to browse it, you need to go and you need to, where you have the file you need to go and you need to check. So this is the file, double click on this. Okay, some kind of configuration we need to do. If you go to the columns, we have converted EID, converted name, converted salary, converted gender, department ID, insert date, username, machine name, package name, some kind of columns you have with the 21 records. I want to store this data into the table in SQL server. So click on OK. Okay, so now click on OK. So red color mark has gone. That means this is successfully configured. Okay, so I am going to be loading what is the destinations we have. We have so many destinations. So SQL server destination, let me take it and connect it after once. Okay, so it is taking the input source. Okay, it is taking the data and it is going to be, okay, the data is coming like this, and you need to configure where the connection. So connection, you need to give the connection. So localhost, so which database you want to connect. So I am going to be connecting into particular database. So this is my, okay, server name. Okay, so in which database you want to store? In vivid trainings I want to store. Test connection, yes, connected to that server. Okay, now click on OK. What is the table name? Already you have created table? No, I need to create new table also. You can create from here. So SQL server destination, so SQL server destination is the table name. Okay, so these automatically it is going to be taking the data types. It depends upon the source, it is going to mappings. So everything is done. Now click on OK. Okay, now go to SQL server, let me show you that. If you go and see, okay, if you go and see where we with trainings, right? If you go and see the table, so you can see the table SQL server destination. Once you click on OK here, okay, once you click on OK here, okay, it is going to be creating the table inside the database automatically. Okay, automatically it is going to be showing you. So let me do, remove this. So this is the data flow. In this what I am doing, what kind of data I am loading. So source is a flat file, the notepad file I have chosen. Whatever the notepad file columns we have and whatever the data we have, we need to load into one of the table. When you read the table, you cannot see any data. Okay, when you save it and execute it, so some kind of error it is showing.
This is Raj, sir.
Yes, Raj, tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can only execute in SQL, or we can directly do it in Visual Studio too.
I didn't get you.
No, we can only execute this in SQL, right?
Which one?
This one, the flow task
That
and
mean,
data flow and normal flow execution.
hmm.
Yeah, the file source we can execute in SQL, or no, as normally we can do it in any other sectors.
You can do any other. So double click
Okay,
on
cool,
this.
cool, cool.
New. Click on new. So you can see here, I will explain just for your understanding purpose. I have
Okay.
given very fast. If you click on this, you can see ms data shape we have some, okay, oracle we have some other, some
Okay. Okay.
some other. This is some basic version, so that is why we have only few of them. Okay,
Sure. Sure.
so
Yeah.
yeah. So if we install the updated new versions, and with the license version, so you can see so many data sources, like the
Yeah.
destinations where we can store. Mm,
I mean, I
yeah.
just want to know, can we check with that with Snowflake too?
uh, I need to check. So maybe the feature is available or not for this particular
Okay. Okay.
SSIS. I don't know. Okay,
Okay.
even
Sir.
I haven't worked like we can load that data into the Snowflake. I don't know.
Okay.
So we need to check the features. So like
That's okay,
we
sir.
are,
Yeah.
yeah, we are going to be getting some new versions, right,
Yes, of course.
on
Yeah.
monthly basis. So
Yes.
in that features, like in that versions, they will mention the new feature for this particular version is we can load, we can have the Snowflake tool connection. Okay, we can connect to that Snowflake, and you can load that whatever the source data into that Snowflake tables. So that is what.
That's okay,
Okay.
sir. Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
I think I am as per my knowledge, so we cannot do that Snowflake. So why? Because it is
Okay.
completely cloud based, right? So
Yes, of
we
course.
need
Yeah.
to, yeah, we need to like we need to get the access for the Snowflake, like a user, what is the user and everything. So somewhat
Yeah, the client
different thing.
client normally used to give the password and all that, and they have to give us
Password.
access, right? Yeah.
Correct, correct. So
Yeah.
that is why I think it will not work. Let me check later.
That's okay, sir.
Mm,
Good. Carry on,
mm-mm.
please.
Okay. Yeah, please. Okay. Why it is showing some error? Okay, some kind of error it is showing. Why? Again the same issue. So I'll check this later. So this is how, okay, you can see how the data is loaded. It will show red color mark as a done, sorry, green color mark as a done, and green color mark has a done. So when you stop, when you want to stop the execution, you can have package execution completed with error. Click here to switch to design mode. If you want to go to design mode, okay, you can go, or else a red color mark. Okay, stop debugging here, so you can click over here also. When you click, it will go to the design mode. So when you go and check, the data, it would be loaded. Okay, that is what the ETL, like extract, transforming and loading the data. Okay, so that is what. So the control flow. Okay, control flow. So what it will do, it controls the execution of package. Data flow is also a part of control flow. So this control flow contains one or more tasks. If you want to execute this package, at least one task should be there. Okay, so this control flow what contains one or more tasks. Okay, so you can have multiple data flows also. Control flow, okay, contains, okay, if you don't want to use this data flow, if you want to use some other tasks, when you try to execute, yes, it will work. Okay, it will work. Understand? So it will work. So okay, so control flow contains zero or more data flows. If you don't want to use the data flow, you don't use the data flow. Simply you can go with the other tasks. So if you want to have multiple data flows, yes, you can have multiple data flows. Okay, multiple data flows also you can have. Okay, so control flow contains, okay, three sub elements. Three sub elements. One is tasks. Okay, whatever the task you have. One more is containers. Okay, one more is containers, and the other one is precedence constraint. Okay, precedence constraint. So what is mean by precedence constraint? Precedence constraint is nothing but, so the connection. Okay, see, when you give the connection. When you give the connection from here to here, when you double click on this, you can see precedence constraint editor. So a precedent constraint defines the workflow between two executables. So we can call this a task, we can call this a task as an executable as per the SSIS terminology. So this is one executable, this is one executable, this is one executable. So precedence constraint is nothing but it defines the workflow between two executables. It is going to be okay defining the workflow between the two executables. So it can be based on combination of execution results and the evaluation expression. So that is depends upon. So evaluation operation. So the value. So see success. So if this is success only, if the particular first data flow is success only, then you can go to the second data flow. I mean, the first executable executed successfully, then only go to the second executable. So if you mark it as a failure, okay, if you mark click on okay, it will show you red color mark. So if this is failed, it won't execute. Okay, if this is failed, it won't execute. Okay, that is what the failure. So completion. So completion is nothing but like, so when you click on okay completion, so whether you have completed this execution or not, okay, it has to complete. Okay, that is what the precedence constraint. So we are going to be looking into this clearly in the coming sessions. Okay, don't worry, in the data flow we are going to be understanding clear. So this is what the control flow contains so many tasks. Control flow, data flow is also a part of control flow. It is having one or more tasks. It is going to have zero or more data flow tasks. So it contains three elements. One is containers, one is tasks, okay, and precedence constraints. Okay, so this is how about the data flow task, sorry, control flow task. So what is mean by data flow task? Let us understand it clearly. So data flow task, it is a task, okay, it is a task contains, okay, it contains sources. So see sources, flat file source, excel source, oled source, raw source, xml source, ADO.NET source, a cdc source. We are going to be discussing all these sources whatever we have. So it contains sources, destinations where you want to load the data, and transformations. The other transformations we have, common transformations we have. Okay, so data flow contains, okay, sources, destinations, and the transformations. So data flow, it will perform ETL operation. Okay, ETL operation. So data flow is also part of a control flow. So it is not mandatory, guys. This data flow is not mandatory. If you don't want to do any kind of data flow, if you don't want to do any kind of ETL operation, just you want to do some other tasks, you can do. It is not mandatory. Okay, but most of the time we are going to be using that data flow. Okay, so data flow contains sources, destinations, and transformations. But so let me give you one beautiful example how it is, will work. So um, data flow, data flow is like a washing machine. Let's take a washing machine example. Okay, let's take a washing machine example. So let me add the data flow in a control flow. Double click on this, you will get here in data flow. So data flow is like a washing machine. Okay, what washing machine is going to be having? So let's say washing machine. So in washing machine what we can do, we can wash the clothes, right? Washing machine will wash the clothes. So let's say this is one cloth, this is one cloth. Okay, so this is one cloth. Okay, this is one cloth, this is one cloth, this is one cloth, this is one cloth. Okay, this is one cloth. Okay, this is one cloth. All these are clothes. This is a trouser. Okay, this is a trouser. Okay, this is a trouser, and this is a t-shirt or something. This is a pant, or this is the shirt. Okay, so some kind of a dress. Okay, so some kind of jeans and everything. So these are some kind of clothes we have. Okay, these are some kind of clothes we have. So I told you control flow controls the execution of package. As I told you with the example, control flow is the mother of SSIS. I told you. So for example, if you take an example of your like your home. So what your mother will do? My mother will wash the clothes. My mother will cook. Okay, she will serve the coffee to my father. Okay, she will go to shopping for get to get some provisions. Okay, she will do some other work. Okay, she will do so many works she will do, right? So many activities she will do in my home, right? She won't sit okay, what simply, right? She will do, she will clothes, she will wash the clothes, she will, okay, put some coffee, she will cook the food for my lunch box, she will serve the coffee to my father, and she will do some blah blah blah. Okay, so many activities she's doing. So I told you control flow is the mother of SSIS. So mother is what mother is going to be doing, she is doing all these activities. Correct. So for example, I told you data flow is nothing like a washing machine. In this washing machine we have different types of clothes. Okay, different types of clothes. To wash these clothes, what we need to do? So to wash the clothes in a washing machine, what we need to do? Just you need to add clothes into the washing machine, and you need to switch on the washing machine to wash. Am I right? So to switch on the washing machine, okay, to switch on the washing machine or to run the washing machine, we have a controller, right? So control flow is required to run the washing machine. My mother is required, right? So simply if you dump the clothes in washing machine, will it run? No, right? So someone should start the washing machine, someone should switch on the washing machine. So my mother will switch on the washing machine. So who is my mother? My mother is a control flow. Correct. Am I right? So okay, this is what you need to understand. So control flow is the mother of SSIS. If you want to wash the clothes, so data flow is like a washing machine. You can wash so many clothes inside this washing machine you can have, and you can switch on. So switch on is nothing but, okay, so when you run this data flow, when you start execution of this data flow, then only, okay, a washing machine will run, and it will wash all the clothes available inside the washing machine. In the same way in SSIS, okay, you have created one data flow task inside the SSIS, sorry, inside the control flow. In data flow you are doing some kind of operations, some sources, destinations, and transformations you have took to load the data from one place to another place. And okay, you are switching on this control flow. So because of this control flow only, we are going to be doing the data flow. Now you got clarity, I think so. Clear everybody? Okay, so this is what about the control flow and data flow. This is very important, guys. If you don't understand what is control flow, data flow, you cannot understand the complete SSIS process. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, control flow, data flow. So the parameters, so parameters we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So what parameters, what are the different types of parameters, what parameters will do, and event handlers, package explorers, and connection managers. These four things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Everybody clear? If you have any questions, you are welcome, guys. Thank you.